Yo, yo, what's good? What's poppin', everybody? Welcome to Borgis Adventure Day 2 of Colossal, a solo tabletop RPG that's card-based, where you basically, you're just making journal entries for a character that you create, and using your exploration score to determine how many cards you draw, and that tells you what happens in your day. And then you have a combat score to determine how much damage and shit you do to enemies. But we are playing some Colossal right now. What up, what up, what up, everybody? What's good? What's poppin'? Let me share this out real quick. Get some people here. Alright, we all shared. Alright, so our guy's name is Borgi. Borgi is the mounted class, which is basically somebody with a vehicle. His vehicle, actually we have a picture of it, I drew it out. His picture is a shocker, which is a shark walker. Pretty neat. Part castle, part shark. Oh Jesus. What's going on with this? Goddamn, I was tripping out. But anyway, so yeah, it's a part like walker, part shark, part like castle thing. It's pretty cool. Our character's happy-go-lucky, optimistic, a little bit crazy because of his what he's been through. Currently has a potion to his name, a piece of treasure, which is the currency, and he has for his weapon a special fishing rod with metal line and an auto reel. Pretty good. So for day 1, here's what happened. As Borgi escaped the massive ice rook looking back in horror, he noticed his family, his tribe being absolutely demolished by this giant ice rook. Not paying any attention to his surroundings, Borgi is suddenly lifted by his shocker by a giant stone claws which envelop his vehicle, and a giant stone hold on, I got a better fucking entry I put in my Discord. Give me a sec. What's up, William? How you doing? I just remembered this is not the right entry. Borgi was a typical kid, only 17, a part of a medium nomadic group of adventurers who lived off the land and hunting rooks, mechanized building or contraptions that walk tall and have magical buildings for parts and salvage. It was his birthday, and he hadn't even had time to celebrate yet. They were tracking a massive ice rook. This rook was huge, and there was no way it was lacking in salvage and riches. Borgi was promised today would be the day he'd get to harvest his very own mount. He was so excited. That was until everything went wrong. See, they had fought against massive rooks in the past, but none have been quite like this. They'd always been dangerous, of course, but typically they'd only have a few attack patterns, and you'd have an entire tribe of mounted. These things are pretty easy to destroy and overwhelm. This one was different. It had multiple attack patterns that it didn't unleash until after we dropped our guard, and when it used the first few attacks over and over, back to back. Then it started shooting this ray of frost from its mouth that fully enveloped half of our group, including my sister and my mother, instantly. I was in the back of the group as I hadn't received my own mount yet, and was on foot, basically a death sentence for anyone against something like this. I, however, was lucky. My dad managed to rush to my side with his trusty shocker, a shark walker contraption he built from a few different rooks he had slain, and he had scooped me on top of it and jumped off to distract the rook. In that moment, he started the auto-run mechanism and I was off, tears flowing down my face. Unable to process the sheer horror I was witnessing as my entire tribe and my entire family was flash frozen and then trampled into a million pieces before my very eyes. As I rode off into the distance, bawling my eyes out and not paying any attention to my surroundings, I suddenly was enveloped by stone claws and whooshing noises as a gargoyle came and swooped the shocker and me in one clean moment up. I was trapped. It seemed like hours went by. All I could do was make out through the gaps in the claws were wings beating and light from the rafters above. While I was flying through the sky, I noticed a present with my name on it, written in my mother's handwriting. When I opened it, I found my very own metal fishing rod with a heavy-duty auto reel and a titanium thread, and a note wishing me happy birthday and explaining this pole is a wonderful tool handcrafted by an ancient toolsmith who specialized in making gear for our nomadic tribe, and that it would aid me in our upcoming hunts and hopefully help me take down my very own rook for my own mount, as was our tradition before the rook demolished everyone. After noticing this gift and reminiscing about my family, I noticed a loud noise fly past the left side of the gargoyle. Whatever it was, that was huge and heavy and fast. Then there was another, just barely missed. And finally the third one connected, sending the gargoyle into a tailspin straight down into the ground below. Freeing both my shocker and myself, I noticed that the gargoyle was starting to struggle getting up as a medium-sized rook with a cannon on its nose started to engage with it. The rook seemed to be an ranged rumble type, able to shoot boulders at will out of its cannon on its nose. Aside from that, it looked like a very little cottage with two thin legs on platforms, like little wooden sandals but stone. I took this opportunity to hop on my mount and ride to the nearby ruins I noticed when scanning my surroundings. In my haste, I wasn't paying attention and fell face forward into a pitfall trap. Fortunately, a young woman was nearby who had set up that trap and helped me along with my mount out of that hole and began to explain that she needed an arm joint from the rook nearby and had set that trap to capture it, but it was taking too long and was too dangerous with the cannon on its face. She then, after seeing that I had a mount, offered to compensate me, assuming I was a rook hunter. She offered one treasure and a potion if I could take it down for her. Of course I decided to help. For one, I could use a potion in case of an emergency, and some treasure would really help me out if I could find a town, so I could finally rest and figure out what to do next. And well, I didn't have any plans anyway, considering I just barely survived a terrible massacre, losing my entire tribe and family, and had almost nothing aside from my ride and weapon. Plus, it would be a good chance to test out this fishing pole and my dad's old shocker out. It always was the strongest and most agile out of all the mounts in the tribe. I decide my best course of action is to rush it head on and see what I could do on this bad boy. However, things don't always work out how you plan it. As I rushed towards the cottage-sized rook, I managed to dodge a blast from its cannon nose. But unfortunately, I don't dodge the jump it does towards me, and I get knocked back into a nearby boulder, really knocking me off balance. But I couldn't just give up. I got back up steady and rushed one more time, this time being extra careful of the distance I could jump. I decided the best course of action would be to try to wrap the wire from the rod around the thin legs, hopefully causing it to topple if the auto reel was strong enough. Of course this thing was strong enough. It was made by a master toolsmith after all. I managed to topple the big monster, and it shot one more cannon boulder blast. Unfortunately for it, the cannon was aimed directly at the ground, and because it caused the entire rook to implode from the pressure inside. Parts flew everywhere. I barely dodged them as they rocketed in all directions. Most of the scrap was useless, except for a single joint with one of the arms, which I delivered to the young lady, who was happy and gave me the potion and treasure and thanked me for my help. She decided to go on her own to her campsite, and I decided to go on my own to a city she pointed me in the direction of. And that's where I ended up leaving off last time. So now, we are on the next one. Day 2. We have 4 exploration cycles, so we do not get this 5th one. Although I could heal, I'm not going to yet. I'm holding on to this potion. We're going to bust out these cards real quick. Put the jokers in there. Don't need those right now. We ain't playing with the jokers right now. Sebastian was good. How's it going, everybody? We are playing Colossal, day 2 here. We're gonna see how it goes here. Whoops, that was a terrible fucking bridge. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's what Snoop Doggy Dogg has at your door. Also, I'm using the wrong deck of cards here. RIP. Usually I use the other deck of cards, but it's fine. You can play with any deck of cards. So we're going to use this one. We're going to use this one after all. Drop my patch. Alright. Let's see. I got to get to the explorations. Exploration. Here we go. Alright, we got a Jack, which is definitely a monster of some sort, right? Let's see how. Jack, you find an item! Woo! The Jack is an item. That's pretty good. Alright, the 5 of hearts. 2 of hearts. And 9 of diamonds. That's what we got for our exploration cycle here. Alright, so we got an item for sure from the Jack. The 5 of hearts is going to net us a dead body of another human. Who are they? What are they wearing? Either draw a card from the item table to see if they have something on their person, or draw from the event table to see if the situation develops. It says seems safe is what we got. Dead body seems safe. Two of hearts. Animal to hunt for food. The animals in the wild are strange and unfamiliar. Weird combinations of animals you might know. A boar with scales, or a fowl with 2 sets of wings. Adventuring is hungry work. You should make time to eat. Easy prey. Easy prey to hunt. finally, the 9 of diamonds. A massive skeleton. It looks humanoid, but it can't be, can it? Bandit camp. Seems like that girl set us up for a trap. Alright, so we got our exploration cards done. So you don't know that it's a bandit camp maybe right away? Maybe we think that it's a friendly camp or something at first. Let's see here. Yeah, roll for our item here. We gotta grab a card to see what we get. 2 of clubs, which is supplies. Get some supplies. What up, Philip? What's good, Consuelo? What's good, guys? How we doing? We're playing some Colossal. It's a good time. Alright, now we're looking for how we're gonna piece this story together today, guys. Gotta get to the combat area. Here we go. Creating your opponent. I wonder if there's a section for bandit camps. Hold on, let me look that up. Not quite. Not quite yet. 1 second. What's good, bro? We just got done smoking quite a bit, actually. It was a good time. Now we're playing a solo RPG. Where you can earn some giveaway entries just by hanging out with me. Fuck yeah. Yeah, interested? Trying to see if there's anything about bandit camps. Don't know for sure. We're gonna say no. We're just gonna say straight up, we don't know, what it is. And we will maybe roll a dice, like a d6, to determine how many enemies we have to fight in there if they become hostile towards us. Let's do that. I'm Dice Daddy after all. Roll a dice. 2. So there's 2 enemies we have to go up against inside of there currently. The rest are all out exploring. Alrighty. So I'm gonna say ooh, caught that just barely, Jesus Christ. Borgi decides to trust the lady and follow her directions. to the east to find a village nearby. On the way, Borgi notices okay, now here's what I need from somebody. If anybody's here right now, if you guys want to get an extra giveaway entry for the giveaway we got going on for dice, give me like a creature, like a animal to hunt, but like mixed with another animal, like a boar with scales, something like that. Give me an animal that's mixed with another animal that's an easy prey for like a hunter. That's what we need. What up, Janelle? What's good? How you doing today? Let's say it's a pig, chicken, Borgi notices a pig chicken who is grazing grass nearby a sleeping adventurer. The adventurer is actually dead! Borgi investigates, finding some supplies. And signs of struggle. Namely, stab wounds. Man-made. Borgi chooses to hunt down this pig thing, and successfully gets some more supplies. So we got 2 sets of supplies. Actually, he's gonna capture a whole. To sell. He's selling the pig. Alright. Now, what is Borgi gonna do? He is going to head towards some smoke he sees in the distance. Alright, so Borgie sees some smoke nearby and heads towards cautiously. He notices a camp with 2 people. They're eating fire and drinking. They're by a fire, they're eating and they're drinking. And there's a dead pile of adventurers, at least 3 of them nearby, stripped of all loot. Borgie can tell that this was a setup. Alright, now we have to do combat. So we're fighting against 2 people. So we have our 2 cards, an ace and a 10, and we have to beat their cards essentially. We only have 2 because we have a 2 for a combat score. Alright, let's see here. Let's create up an opponent. Make sure I do that correctly. Make sure we do this correctly. Yeah, they have 1 combat score. Okay. So they have 1 combat score, which means it's 1 card versus my 2. But there's 2 people, so. Alright, it is a 6. We're gonna go with a 10. We dispatch the first guy quite quickly without him even noticing. His buddy, however, decides to retaliate with a 5. Also, this is a critical hit because it's the same suit. So I catch this guy completely off guard, essentially. This one, different suit, but I still have a higher number, I believe. I think ace is high. Is ace high or low? I think ace might be low, actually. I don't know. Ace is just 1. Damn. Okay, we're taking 1 wound, but we are able to fight back. We're gonna take this wound in my exploration. And then we are going to draw new cards. So I get 2 new cards. I got 1. We're gonna go the Jack Strong and kill this motherfucker. Alright. So alright, what does he find? He finds for his loot something good, hopefully. Let's see here, we will pull a card. 3 of hearts. some knowledge. A map. He finds a map. Finds a map to a nearby town. That's pretty good. And does he have any loot on these bodies? So one guy that he did the critical hit on might. And he gets a 9 of hearts, which is a machine part, and a jack. A machine part and a weapon. Alright, that was a pretty quick day, it seems like, compared to the other ones. But basically, Borgi decided to trust the lady from yesterday and followed her directions to the east to find a nearby village. On the way, Borgi notices a pig chicken who is grazing grass nearby a sleeping adventurer. The adventurer is dead. Borgi investigates, finding some supplies and sees some signs of struggle. Namely, some stab wounds. They're man-made. Borgi catches the pig and takes it with him to sell. Borgi sees some smoke nearby and heads cautiously towards it. He notices a camp with 2 people. Fire, they're eating and drinking, and a dead pile of adventurers. Borgi can tell this was a setup. He strikes first. Borgi dispatches with a crit. The other wounds Borgi, taking him down to 3 exploration. He then kills that guy and finds a map to a nearby town. He loots a machine part and a weapon off the bodies before leaving onward towards the town. And that is day 2. Day 2. Our combat score went up because we got a weapon. That's nice. Woo. Alright. It was Colossal for day 2. A little bit less eventful than the first day, but it's okay. We'll make it work. We will make it work. Running low on the exploration scores though, which is kind of brutal. Also, I need to use the other deck of cards next time, because they're much better for this game. But anyway guys, stay